From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte. Canadian Federation of Independent Business President Dan Kelly says a work stoppage at Air Canada would be catastrophic for small businesses across the country.
Imagine a small manufacturer in Ontario that relies on air cargo to get essential parts to their clients on time. A dry cleaner in a smaller community that's waiting for a technician to fly in for a critical repair. Or a tourism operator in Nova Scotia that's counting on a steady stream of international visitors just to stay afloat during what is the end of the peak season.
The union representing Air Canada pilots says a 72-hour strike or lockout notice could be issued as early as Sunday, which could lead to a full work stoppage as soon as Wednesday. Conservative MP Michelle Rempel-Garner says her party will introduce a bill in the House of Commons next week to protect people from online harassment.
Rempel-Garner says the Liberals have had almost 10 years in trying to pass two bills to address the growing problem of online criminal harm and have failed. Her bill will modernize the existing law against criminal harassment so a victim can ask a judge to force social media companies to identify someone who has repeatedly harassed them online. The bill also sets out a requirement for online companies to give parents the tools to keep their kids safe and introduce algorithms that verify a user's age without requiring a digital ID. Rempel-Garner insists her approach would not constrict freedom of speech. Brenda Molina Navidad, The Canadian Press.
3 people are dead in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan in what police are calling a targeted attack. RCMP say the bodies were found after officers were asked to do a wellness check at a home in the community on the Saskatchewan-Alberta border yesterday afternoon. BC Wildfire Services Superintendent of Predictive Services says dry conditions in much of the province means the wildfire risk will be increased throughout the fall. As combat between Israel and Hamas continues, one bright spot is the success of a UN polio vaccine rollout.
For more than 10 days, Israel and Hamas holding their fire in specific locations across Gaza, what has allowed the UN to give polio vaccinations to over 550,000 children under 10. 230 UN teams going into the last day of the polio vaccine campaign in northern Gaza. They're just a few percentage points shy of the goal to inoculate 90% of children against polio. If at day's end the tally comes up short, it's likely this life-saving campaign will be extended. Jordana Miller, ABC News, Jerusalem.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Canada beat Finland 3-0 today in Davis Cup tennis action. Denis Shapovalov and Felix Auger-Aliassime both had singles wins before teaming up for a doubles victory. Right-handed pitcher Brett DeGuss has been claimed off waivers by the Toronto Blue Jays from the Miami Marlins. He was immediately optioned to the Blue Jays AAA affiliate in Buffalo, New York. Righty Yerry Rodriguez was also designated for assignment. NFL Hall of Fame linebacker Joe Schmidt has died at the age of 92. He played his entire career with the Lions from 1953 to 1965, winning NFL championships with the team in 53 and 57. And Rory McIlroy says the made-for-TV match in December between stars of the PGA Tour and Live Golf isn't about sending a message. He says it's more an illustration of what can happen between rival tours and what golf has been missing. From the Canadian Press, I'm Lisa Laporte.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.